why is MK11 better than MK1?
We started with Critality, we ended with Critality, everybody.
Like, I've been thinking about this for, I would say, maybe a couple of months now. I don't know what it is, but it just feels to me that Mortal Kombat 11 is better than Mortal Kombat 1. So I want to make a video because I want to talk to you, explain to you all how I feel about the game and why I think Mortal Kombat 11 as a whole is just a much better game. It's not really crazy. It's not really rocket science. Very simple why I think Mortal Kombat 11 is a better game. And I want to start it off by saying game just looks better. I turned on Mortal Kombat 11 a couple of weeks ago, just before I went on vacation, and I played the game. I started the story mode. Immediately captured my attention. Immediately felt like, oh my gosh, that is literally Mortal Kombat. I love it so much that I continue to play it regardless of, like, I already played this before. I finished this story before. It wasn't like that. It's just making me feel that this is the core of Mortal Kombat. So to me, as a whole, Mortal Kombat 11 was a much beautiful game. I also think that 1v1 is just a better mechanic than the cameo for Mortal Kombat 1. Now, I get that other people, other players, competitive players or not, may really love the whole idea of the new cameo. And I think that kudos to the team for taking a leap of faith and trying out something new, because that thing is not easy. You never know if something is going to work or not going to work. So I'm only speaking in the place of I do not believe that it worked. I played Mortal Kombat 1 when it first got released. I competed in Mortal Kombat 1 when at EVO when it first got released. I got out of the pool. I did not continue to play it anymore because of many various reasons. However, I truly believe that if the game was just a 1v1, straight up, type of game, and it's not a cameo that really didn't make sense, I would continue to play the game. There's so many great mechanics already that they have established in Mortal Kombat 1. For example, there were no more breakaways. That alone is such a great thing. Mortal Kombat 11 was terrible for that. Accidental breakaways, just breakaways that doesn't make sense why you can do it. Removing all those wake up options. Now you can no longer just, poke when you wake up in Mortal Kombat 1, which is another great thing that they did as a mechanic for Mortal Kombat 1. And utilizing an up block. I think that's such a great addition to a mechanic for a Mortal Kombat game. If they can only just add those 3 small, simple mechanics in Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat 11 would be such a great game. Things change when it is a cameo. Things change when it is an assist game. I just do not believe that it was utilized well. How cameo was put on Mortal Kombat 1, I think it is more of a trial run than anything. I really think it's something that maybe they planned to take this route and then it didn't work, so they just went this way, or it's a preparation to whatever next game they got going on. So to me, sticking it with 1v1 would have been a much better choice, not just for people like me who like to play the game with my community, who likes to stream it, who likes to make content for it, but especially for casual gamers too. And as we know, Mortal Kombat is filled with casual fan base. MK11 story and content was also much better. I know it feels like the game, you can get like deceived in your eyes because it's so beautiful, it's so colorful and whatnot. But if you really dive deeper into the Mortal Kombat 1 story, you can't really compare that to the Mortal Kombat 11 story. The aftermath for Mortal Kombat 11 was such a great ending, and this is preparation for Mortal Kombat 12. I thought it would have been a nice continuation for that story. However, they went into a multiverse kind of thing, and then they did an update, and then the update just didn't make sense. At first it was Tanya and it was Melina, and then now it became Tanya and then it was Rain, and then it was a whole mess of story. It just didn't make sense. It was nice to go through it because Mortal Kombat has got such rich lore, but it didn't make sense. None of that really connected with me whatsoever. So that's another reason why I think Mortal Kombat 11 is just much better. Netcode was also better in the game. When we first started playing Mortal Kombat 1, the disconnect issues are absolutely happening left and right all the time. I don't know why, but it just like you can't even connect properly to somebody in your same region whatsoever without having to go through a lag. I've played with people from the EU. As y'all know, or for anybody that doesn't know, I hosted tournaments for Mortal Kombat 11, both for the North American and both for the EU side. And we've done cross-region tournaments in the past. And that never was a problem. Of course, there will be a lag as per usual. It doesn't matter even if you are on LAN cable because of how far everything is. But here, even on ranked, it wasn't working the way you want it to work. It was very static. It was very laggy. The disconnect issues were left and right. It's happening immediately. And it wasn't really addressed as soon as you wanted it to be addressed. So to me, that's already a quality of life that was a letdown for a new game, a brand new game, a full price game that was introduced to a community. It just unacceptable, truly unacceptable. I love the game and I truly appreciate everybody that worked so hard to make this game possible, to make the game what it is. But I think the quality of life was put at the very bottom of the list for Mortal Kombat 1. And that's why I truly believe that Mortal Kombat 11 is another game that's just much better than Mortal Kombat 1. The fatalities, the brutalities, and the friendships, in my opinion, were much more creative. There was a feeling of like, oh, that's such a cute friendship. No, that's a disgusting brutality. Oh my God, fatality. Amazing. Hit you to the core of what Mortal Kombat is. And Mortal Kombat 11 made me feel that way. Even the stages, even if it's not as updated as what Mortal Kombat 1 is, and don't get me wrong, the stages in Mortal Kombat 1, some of them were truly beautiful. That's 100%. I'm going to commend you for that. Some of them are the most beautiful stages I have ever seen in a fighting game. But Mortal Kombat 11, it was just so real. It just Mortal Kombat. It just the graphics of it. It's just when you play, you know, it truly feels like it's a Mortal Kombat game. When I dive into it and when I go to matches, it's a beautiful game. Bottom line for all of this is Mortal Kombat 11 was just a much more fun game to play with friends. And that's another thing that I look and I evaluate when I try to play a game. I don't look too hard about it. I don't like try to make something out of nothing, and I don't try to make nothing out of something either. I always give thanks, or I always say my grace whenever it is due. However, this is one place or one aspect of Mortal Kombat 1 I cannot give them whatsoever any sort of like grace. I've played Mortal Kombat 1 consistently when it first got released. It was very tough for me to play the game. None of it makes sense. When I was playing the game, the cameos just fly in the air. It doesn't make sense whatsoever what's going on. It's very hard for me to keep track of what's going on my characters because I don't know who exactly I'm playing. I know people might say just get good. You're true. That's probably also true. But it's so hard to grasp the idea of an assist. It's just not, it doesn't quite sit right. So I fully, acknowledge the fact that is also possibly a skill issue. I try my very best to really understand as much as I can. And I always appreciate the opportunity that is always being given to me by WB and by NRS to try the game. However, for the fun of the game, I just didn't have fun so much playing this game compared to Mortal Kombat 11. 2 weeks ago, I booted up Mortal Kombat 11 and I played it with my friends from the United States who came over here for my wedding. We sat here for hours and hours. And I've never laughed that much in my life. All the BS, all the craziness happening in Mortal Kombat 11 was a part of the fun of the game. And I do not believe that is something that I was able to find in Mortal Kombat 1. Every time I played Mortal Kombat 1, it felt like is it over yet? Is it like, oh my god, I'm still here? Is it done yet? I don't know. It felt like it was just dragging every time. There's a lot of things going on. The whole lot of like didn't make sense. Beautiful Mortal Kombat is as a game, as a lore, as a story. And the fact that none of that really shine in Mortal Kombat 1, in my opinion, is sad. It wasn't, I'm not even mad. I'm not even like being mean about it. I'm not known for shit talking a game whatsoever. I don't do that. I only ever voice my opinion on how I feel about a game, because I never really understand why I need to shit talk the game if there are other games that you can play. This is just my vulnerable and my honest opinion about Mortal Kombat 11 being a better game than Mortal Kombat 1. And I would truly play this game again. I'm already brainstorming on how I can go back and play Mortal Kombat 11, especially now that NRS have announced their definitive edition and there will no longer be any updates or big updates for this game. I figure I'm gonna go back and play Mortal Kombat 11 and bring that back to my community again. But as far as why I think Mortal Kombat 11 is just a better game, the reason as to that is because Mortal Kombat 1 was not able to deliver the quality of life that I think the community and its fan base really deserves. I could care less about the skins that they have shared or they release. I could care less about what a character looks like. I think it's beautiful. I think for the most part, they nailed how a character should look like. I think they thought outside of the box. And I think that, deserves commendation because, you have to take risks to see if it works or if it doesn't. Now, my only hope is that whatever the next game would be, I hope that the community managers really listen to the feedback of the newcomers for Mortal Kombat game, and also from the OG of Mortal Kombat game. Also the streamers and the content creators. We all have different points of view, and we all have different reasons as to why we think a game works and why it doesn't work. And I think if you collectively put this in a little box of feedback and actually take it in, there's absolutely no way that NRS and WB cannot make a great game for whatever next game they got going on. So I do hope that y'all enjoy the video. It's just something that I wanted to talk about and get it off my chest for, a couple of months now. I'm so excited to bring back Mortal Kombat 11 streams and my Not Very Good Twitch streams. So I do hope I see you there. Y'all have a great day. Bye.